Hey guys, how's it going? My name is David and you're watching Colorado Customs. Today I'm out here working on this International 1066 Farmall tractor. And I'm just replacing the battery disconnect and the negative ground lead. What kind of happened here is, you can see this is really rusty and it shorted out and broke right here. You can see this battery disconnect is also pretty rusted and wore out. What kind of happens is that since none of that is protected under any sort of cover or hood, it just rusts out, wears out, stops conducting well, and then you're not making contact. So what we're going to do is replace this lead and replace the battery disconnect with this style. This is just a marine style. You can get this for like $6 at Walmart. And that way it'll be over here on the negative post and it will be under this cover, so it'll be a little more well protected. So without further ado, let's get right into it. We're just going to start by taking this battery out so we can get to the negative lead better. It's grounded all the way back down in there, so we can't really get to it with the battery in. And this is the lead that goes over to the other battery. This is a 12-volt system, two 6-volt batteries running in a series to make 12. Alright, this lead is completely off, so this ran to the battery disconnect down here, and then obviously that goes on the terminal. Battery coming out. Alright, so I'm going to bring you in all the way in here, and that is our ground lead. So that runs to this wire right here. So we're just going to replace that with a new wire and run it straight to this battery disconnect. So this bolt is a 5/8. It's not on there very difficult. Very tight. I'm gonna attach the new ground lead to the exact same spot, just gonna have it facing a slightly different direction. Alrighty, that's on there pretty good. Alright, I've just got a standard 7/16 bolt running through here, and we're just gonna slap that right on the end of the wire there. So this is the correct configuration. You can see there's a flat side and a rounded side on the disconnect there. So you want your lead, your wire, to be on the flat side so it makes better contact. I want to take some time to quickly explain exactly how this battery disconnect works. Anytime that you have a battery disconnect, all you're doing is breaking and recompleting a circuit. The way this one in specific works is that you have this bolt. See that? It's just a bolt in this green plastic cap. And these two sides are completely isolated by this piece of plastic. These do not contact each other until this bolt is in and all the way seated. So then when you have it tightened down, then it makes contact between these two and your circuit is completed again. Now, let's throw that battery back in, hook everything up, and let's see if she fires up. Alright, we're going to connect our negative first, and we're going to have the battery disconnected. Now you don't have to take this bolt all the way out, but you can to prevent theft. Now we're just going to tighten that down with a 1/2-inch socket. Careful not to touch the metal of the tractor. Now we're going to throw this positive on, and that's coming from the other battery. It's coming from the negative on the other battery. So it's not on there perfect, but it's a pretty small connector. All right, that should be making plenty good contact. We're gonna go ahead, screw our disconnect all the way in. Doesn't have to be super tight, doesn't have to be super tight, just snug by hand. Fold that back over. All right, I got the GoPro out there and I'm recording in here on my phone. So to start this tractor, you have a switch right down here that acts kind of as your key. Starter button is this black button right here. And then throttle is right here. So we're gonna give it just a little bit of throttle, maybe like a quarter to a third. Flick the switch on. See our filter button, filter gauge right here went. And let's see if she runs. Also, this parking brake has to be up in order to start. And to shut her off, just take the throttle all the way off. And then flick the switch right here. Let's just test our battery disconnect real quick. Unscrew it just a little, and yep, she's off. So that was just a quick battery disconnect and installation and wire replacement. Nothing too in depth. It's a pretty easy process, but just wanted to take you guys along with me. Just a few facts that I know about this tractor, or these tractors. So this is a 414 cubic inch engine made by International. It's an inline 6 turbo diesel. They made like 150 to 160 horsepower at the PTO. You can see right here this kind of faded lettering. I don't know how well you can see that. It says turbo. And so obviously it's a turbocharged engine. And the other model, I don't know how many models exactly there were, but you could get the hydro option as well, which had a hydrostatic transmission. This also has an aftermarket cab. This is not a factory cab, according to my grandpa anyways. These are neat old tractors. They run forever. All the issues we've had with this have been electrical. We've had to replace the batteries once, and that battery disconnect went out before this too. So hopefully with that tucked back in there under that cover, it'll stay protected for longer and hopefully last a while longer. Anyways, hope you guys enjoyed. Hope you guys learned something. Until next time, have a great day.